If you are ever heading to Vegas from California on Interstate 15, you may have passed by this area right here. You may have seen like the big, huge 64 just on the side of the interstate. I've always wondered what in the world all this stuff was. And so, well, I am heading to Vegas from California, and I decided to stop and check this place out. It's definitely got some interesting stories behind it for sure. Long story short, and we'll get into everything else in a little bit when we get over there by that big huge 64. And it's very windy right now too, so. But long story short, this whole entire area right here, some Chinese people from out there in China came here and they built this whole entire area, all these sculptures. And there's a place right down the road called, I think, Newberry Springs, and they have a warehouse there, and that's where they build all these structures at, and then they bring them here. I know, kind of weird that some Chinese people came all the way out here in the middle of this freaking desert to build this stuff right here. But you'll have to wait and hear the story about that because it's actually pretty cool. But it looks like the big 6'4" is way over there. So we're gonna walk around and see some of the stuff that's here. And I think from looking it up, it was like anti-communist stuff, all this. It's pretty interesting because this is literally in the middle of the desert. Right off the interstate. Now, I didn't really dig deep into all this stuff out here, like each individual statue and everything, but I did read a little bit about this place. And this structure right here, sculpture, I believe, if I remember correctly, I read somewhere that they used to have a whole bunch of colored rocks lined up around the bottom of this statue. And it was for people to take with them. But obviously, I'm sure those colored rocks go pretty fast. And then it looks like there's a bunch of handprints carved into the stones in the bottom, and a bunch of names. Give your people human right. Fight for freedom. Bunch of stuff I can't read. This is a really cool sculpture. And I guess also from what I remember, when the Chinese people come here, they like to come in front of this sculpture right here, and they do some kind of celebration in front of this sculpture. Pretty cool. The detail in all of this, it's really awesome. And you got boy, these people got some big hands. let's go start over here by these two beautiful Jeeps. Those are my Jeeps. Pretty cool. Free Hong Kong Revolution now. That's right, they came from Hong Kong, the people. Alright, let's walk around, check this out, because there's a lot. It's pretty big area, and it's really hot out here. It's like 100 and something degrees right now, so. All the way around. Crazy. Very detailed. This one is huge. While the society is in absolute destitution of moral principle, people struggle in pursuit of freedom. Okay, we're gonna be here all day long if I tried to read this to you guys. Oh, but wait, here we go. From the late 1940s to 1980s, millions of people fled China to Hong Kong, then a British colony. They refused to live under the dictatorship of an autocratic, which doomed them to abject poverty and hunger, lost educational opportunities, and sweeping repression of thoughts and speech. Countless determined souls, mostly from, I can't pronounce this word, Guangdong province, sought sanctuary in Hong Kong. In the years after the Cultural Revolution started in 1966, 17 million urban youths from 7th to 12th grade all over China were deprived of their educational opportunities and forcibly relocated to remote and destitute areas of China, where they were confined among illiterate peasantry. The exodus to Hong Kong reached its highest numbers in these years as many youths from Guangdong refused to succumb to such fate. They pursued freedom by trekking through mountains, valleys, and terrain, enduring hunger, extreme weather, and dangers, evading hostile border guards and military personnel, and braving cold, rough, and shark-infested seas. Hundreds of thousands of Guangdong escapees went on to live free and successful lives in Hong Kong and elsewhere, including the United Kingdom, the United States, Canada, and Australia. However, tens of thousands perished during their escape or were captured, beaten, or imprisoned in China, suffering physical and psychological scars. This monument is dedicated in memory of those freedom seekers who perished and to recognize the plight and courage of all those who sought freedom. This sculpture here has something to do with a good old C virus. I don't think we're supposed to really say that on YouTube, so we all know what the C virus is. So, I apparently this is called the whistleblower. And so basically, this doctor at a hospital in China, he was one of the first medical personnel to disclose information about the 2019 sea thingamajigger outbreak to the public. And that earned him the nickname whistleblower. So it says on December 30th, 2019, he warned his colleagues on WeChat about a new virus. In January 2020, the Chinese government accused him of spreading rumors and issued him a warning, threatening legal action if he did not comply. The doctor signed the confession before returning to work at his hospital. But on January 10th, he was infected with that sea thingamajigger while working in an isolation ward for severely ill patients. He then passed away on February 7th. Shortly after, at the age of 34. He was the first person to release information about the virus online. If the Chinese government had not silenced him and other doctors and had instead acknowledged the virus and its transmission to humans, the outbreak could have been controlled effectively, preventing the virus from causing the catastrophic global pandemic that has killed an estimated 14.9 million people, according to the World Health Organization. So this structure, the whistleblower, oh, I just noticed the whistle on the top, is dedicated to him. So this place is, you know, it's kind of political. It has its political stuff. Especially, we know that sea thingamajigger word is definitely a heated conversation with people sometimes. So apparently, this used to be, we'll walk over there and see it, but see that crazy looking statue? Well, apparently it used to be right there. It's called the Evidence of CCP. Since its installation on June 4, 2021, the statue named CCP, which is over there, but the original statue used to be right here, and they had to do a new one, made by sculptors and other volunteers, has caused great panic among the CCP authorities. In the evening of July 23rd, 2021, the CCP's terrorists set fire to burn CCP virus down in this park. So, some terrorists came out here and burned the original sculpture down. But they said, well, we're not gonna let that stop us. We'll see about that. We'll just build a bigger one and better. My friend has the right idea. He's in the Jeep over there, and he has a little one because it's really hot out here, and they probably have that air conditioner going. Well, I'm out here walking in 100-something degree temperature. Oh yeah, no big deal, you know. So I need to start catching a ride with him to all these sculptures because they're so spread out. I think I'll do that actually because it's really freaking hot. This one over here, we all know this one. This one is carved into a rock in South Dakota. And I've been there before. I think I have a video of it. I think it's really awesome that they have this statue out here. Do you guys know who that is? Crazy Horse. That's pretty awesome. I'm gonna see if this Jeep will give me a ride. It's gonna make me walk to the Jeep, Jesus. Hi, excuse me, sir. And excuse me, little ma'am. You guys mind if I catch a ride with y'all to each and every one of these darn sculptures? Because it's freaking hot out here.
She was getting hot.
So, is that okay with you, little ma'am? Yeah? Okay. And here it is, the big 64 that you guys see off of Interstate 15, if you've ever driven down this interstate on the way to Vegas. So, like I said, I only did quick research on the place because there was a lot to read up on it. But basically, this big, huge 64 stands for June 4th. 6-4, June 4th. So June 4th, 1989, 6,400 miles away. 6-4, 6,400 miles away. There was a big, huge massacre with protests and all that. And so this 6-4 right here literally is 6,400 miles away from that place. Now I'm sure one of these signs over there say where that was because I don't remember. So when we get over there to the signs, then I'll tell you guys. Oh, and then also, it is, well, that can't be right. Oh, 64 feet high, right? I think it's 64 feet high. So that's pretty cool. They put a lot of thought in it. And then this over here is actual, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's an actual real tanker. And then you have a sculpture. And it's the tank with the tank man. There's a story behind that tank man also. I'll go ask the man if he'll tell me the story, but I don't think he's going to do a lot of talking today. He doesn't look like he's very talkative. But we can try to ask. So yeah, pretty cool. Okay, let's see if I was right about this. Is this a real tank? Pretty sure it is. And it is. Dun, dun, dun. Good job, Sarah. Good job. Well, this is as close as I've ever been to a real tank. Pretty nifty. Let's go talk to this fella over here. Hi there, sir. I'm just going to film you for a second. You look pretty, you don't look like you're in a talkative mood. It's okay, I understand. You have this big old thing pointing at you. I get it. Totally get it. Yeah. I know. If you need help, blink once. These pavilions right here were made in dedication to all the people who passed away from the CCP virus. So they're dedicated to all those people. This one's pretty cool. Such a cool little place. Cool little area. I mean, look at how far back it goes. And then to give you guys an idea of where this place is, I think we're like 2 hours away from Vegas right now. And there's Eddie's World. Oh, we all know what Eddie's World is. If you don't, you need to look it up. Okay, this is a monument for victims of communism. The ideology of communism and the resulting regimes have inflicted unprecedented disasters and catastrophes upon humanity, resulting in the largest number of unnatural deaths in recorded history. Furthermore, they have immense damage across all aspects of human society, endangering the spiritual well-being of humanity. This damage spans from moral ethics to religious beliefs, from social structures to historical traditions, from cultural heritage to the realms of science and art. Due to the absence of comprehensive records in most communist countries documenting these disasters and their resulting death tolls, pinpointing accurate and specific numbers is challenging. Researchers have traced and analyzed these catastrophic events through various research methods, including excavations, interviews, investigations, testimonies of witnesses and survivors, and comparison of population figures from relevant periods. These efforts form the foundation for understanding the toll exacted by communist tyranny. Oh, it's so hot out there. Jeez. These two, little one and my friend Mike here, they've just been driving around the property in the air conditioner Jeep. It's so hot, my GoPro shut off a few times. That's how hot it is. Huh. But thank goodness he's giving me a ride now.
Welcome back to the desert.
Oh yeah, that's right. I am back in the desert. Huh. Not really sure what this one is, but we got, you know, a person with a chain around his neck. It's a statue, it's not a real person. And then it looks like the bottom, there's like red dripping down, so I'm assuming that must be blood. And then maybe that's a imprisonment, a jail that he's tied to. I don't know. I don't see a sign to tell me what this is. Oh. It's on the back. Of course it is. Oh, and it's not a man, it's a woman. The statue of the chained woman. The chained woman refers to the case of a Chinese woman who was detained, chained, and imprisoned for years in a shabby hut in Feng County, Jiangsu Province. Sure I didn't say that right. In January 2022, as the Chinese Communist Party had put an end to its brutal one-child policy, oh, I remember that, and began vigorously encouraging Chinese to have more children, the story of a man in his 50s living in Feng County went viral. Dong had fathered 8 children, and many people flocked to the village to interview and film him and his family. Let's see. A video clip from that time shows Dong's wife chained around the neck in a hut in their courtyard. On the ground is a dirty bowl filled with rotten food. The woman, who is missing teeth and whose clothing is in tatters, appears terrified. Well, of course. She mutters to herself, "I'm just like a whore." This room is full of rapists. And this world doesn't want me anymore. Oh my God, that's so freaking sad. Some concerned people went to the village to investigate and discovered even more horrific facts. The woman had been kidnapped and sold into slavery and eventually was resold to Dong's family. She was raped and gang raped repeatedly throughout the years, and she was forced to give birth to 8 children while at the same time being tortured and beaten. Oh my God. The woman had numerous teeth pulled out and her tongue was mutilated. She appeared to be suffering from mental illness. Well, duh, of course. Apparently due to being imprisoned for years and being confined by iron chains locked around her neck. The disturbing video clip created a heated debate on social media. And then the authorities came out. I mean, there's just a bunch of other stuff on there. Oh my God, that's so freaking sad. I didn't expect to come over here and see that. According to official data posted online, between 1986 and 2006, there were more than 48,000 cases of women and girls who were abducted and sold into slavery in 6 counties around that area. Oh, that was a lot. Oh my goodness, how horrible. Alright, we got one last statue, sculpture. Can't believe I actually went around and got all these. And it looks way over there, it looks like they have another sculpture that they're fixing to put up. But this one is definitely a man in chains. Let's see. Okay, this man from China spent 22 years in jail serving 2 sentences for his involvement in promoting democracy June 4th, 1989 in China. As the result of the torture he suffered during his time in jail, he became blind and deaf, and his height shrank from 1.82 to 1.73. Wow. However, he never succumbed, but dared to risk his life. He made a statement in which he proclaimed, "Everyone is responsible for the fate of the nation, and I will not yield even if I am to be beheaded," for an early realization of democracy and a multi-party system in China. Well, it was definitely worth the stop off the interstate. Pretty cool stuff here. Yeah. I was gonna put my drone up in the air and get a whole aerial view of all this with the drone up in the air, but as you guys can see and probably hear, it is very windy out here. So I don't think it's smart for me to put my drone up in the air. Not with all this wind. But pretty cool place. I'm glad that I was able to walk around and see all the different sculptures they have here, because there's definitely some pretty cool history to all of it. And to think that these people came all the way from Hong Kong to come put all these sculptures out here in the middle of the freaking desert in California. So crazy. But anyways, do you guys see that big ice cream over there? That big ice cream? We're going to Eddie's World now.